streets of Esher, England, resonated with the classical notes of Mozart, played not on traditional instruments, but on carrots, courgettes, and bell peppers by the London Vegetable Orchestra. Outside Garson's farm shop, musicians from this quirky ensemble transformed locally sourced vegetables into functional instruments, captivating passers-by with renditions of classical music, pop hits, and Disney sing-alongs. Tim Cranmore, a professional recorder maker and orchestra member, explained the group's origin, saying, "It started many years ago when a friend told me about a man in Japan making recorders out of carrots. We made a few that played 3 notes, filmed it, and it went on YouTube. Then Tyrrell's Crisps offered to start a vegetable orchestra."
It started many, many years ago when a friend of mine rang me up and said, "Have you seen a man in Japan who makes recorders out of carrots?" He knew I was a recorder maker. And I said, "No, I haven't seen him." I looked at him and we made a few carrots that played three notes. And we did a little film that was videoed, that went out on YouTube as things were. And then we got an offer from Tyrrell's Crisps to start a vegetable orchestra.
Crafting a carrot recorder, which involves drilling precise holes to mimic the structure of a wooden recorder, takes about 20 minutes, compared to a week for a traditional instrument. Cranmore noted, "A carrot is cylindrical, grows in the ground, has roots and leaves just like a tree. There's no reason it shouldn't make a recorder as good as a tree, and in some aspects, they're better."
Well, if you think of a tree, which is cylindrical, it grows in the ground, it's got roots, it's got leaves, and a carrot is the same. It's cylindrical, grows in the ground, it's got roots, it's got leaves, so there's no reason why a carrot should not make a recorder every bit as good as a tree. And in fact they do. In some aspects they're better. So I just treat this carrot like a piece of tree. It's got the same holes, square holes, round holes, hole down the middle, and amazingly enough it actually works. But this takes me about 20 minutes to make, and if I want to make a real recorder out of a tree, we're talking about a week or 10 days, something like that.
Butternut squashes, carved to produce a deeper, trombone-like pitch, also featured in the performance. Orchestra member Simon Tong highlighted the challenges of playing vegetable instruments, stating, "They're more tiring to play because the mouthpieces aren't as exact as metal ones. Small variations make it harder, and after 10 or 15 minutes, you start to ache."
I'm sure it helps if you're ready when it's there.
While I enjoy playing the vegetable instruments, they are a lot more tiring to play, mainly because we're making the mouthpieces ourselves. They're not as exact every single time. And as a brass player, I have the same mouthpiece I use every single day made of metal. So any small variations in this, it just means it's more tiring and you've got to adapt, which we can do. But, sort of 10, 15 minutes of a performance and you start to ache a little bit. So you need a little bit of a break.
He added that the vegetables soften quickly after being cut, requiring them to be stored in water to maintain firmness, as seen with carrot recorders soaking in glasses.
Also, the instruments, same as the carrots, they start to go a little bit soft once they've been out of water for a little bit. So once you cut into it, they start losing water immediately. So you've got to put them back in water to make them firm again.
Claire Graham and Tong described the public's reaction, with Graham saying, "People ask what and why. Then they get on board and are fascinated." And Tong adding, "Once people hear we can make recognizable, in-tune music, it's quite entertaining for a short burst."
There's a look.
And why is this?
Yeah, what and why. and then people kind of get on board and they want to go and they're just fascinated by it all, which is, yeah, it's wonderful.
I think as soon as people have heard that we can actually make a noise which is in tune and you can recognise the music. Obviously, I don't think people are going to be wanting to buy albums and listen to it all the time, but for the novelty factor of a short burst of it, I think it can be quite entertaining.
The orchestra, which has performed on British television, and even for King Charles, who tried a carrot recorder, demonstrated their craft to an intrigued crowd, carving vegetables on site before playing. Their unique performances highlight both creativity and sustainability, turning farm-fresh produce into instruments that surprise and delight audiences.